Kristen, I know that you said you had watched The Crown in part to prepare for this, but I was wondering for each of you, what was your biggest asset in researching Diana?
I think genuinely it was, for me, it was the script. It was the first thing that I read. I read the script before I watched any documentaries or read any of the books or biographies, memoirs, anything like that. And in going through all of the research, there is an ambiguity, but such a razor sharp precision to the screenplay. You know, nothing is ever really articulated, but everything that I know about her, everything that I learned about her emotionally and doing sort of logistical research, real life research, it's all sort of as a ghost shadowed in the movie somehow. Everything's touched on.
Mommy!
Family are all gathered in the drawing room. They are waiting.
3 days. That's it.
So basically, the research for me was just about kind of going through her life and burying, like, you know, little things that I felt protective over or emotional triggers to bring to set and feel like I felt a closeness to her, actually, like, you know, like, felt like I absorbed her and then kind of trusted the script is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it brought a humanity to that research, seeing it in the words of everything that you're saying on screen. Pablo, what about for you?
I am, of course, the research, the script, everything, but what really helped me a lot was to talk to people that is older than me, were probably alive, where they were probably, I don't know, they were adults when she was alive. Because one of the things that made me very curious is why is she affecting so many people all around the world? How did she become such a world icon? And what was people, especially women, seeing on her? And that helped me. And just talking to people like my mother, like talking to people like, I don't know, people that live in different places of the world that had a different relationship with her. And I talked to them, I just understood that they were all just simple things.
Even Stephen Knight, our writer, said something for the first time I met him at a Q&A in London really recently. He said the simplest thing, and this is from the horse's mouth. He was like, when she passed away, I didn't know that I was gonna care so much. And I looked around and I saw people tearful and crying, and we're English. And as a student of all things English, as he said, he was just like, I've never seen this before. And he touches his face and his face is wet with tears. And he's like, I've never felt this before. For a country that is, not to diminish this idea or generalize it, but the stiff upper lip thing is pervasive. It is a really true thing. And I think to see somebody so open, raw, pumping, empathetic, and desperate and reaching out in a way that is so craving. She's craving that connection personally as well. So I think everyone just went, oh, me too. And that some people have that talent.
She was born to privilege. She was, connected to the royal family from day one of her life, but she was still very normal. And there's something regular in her that people just felt identified with. And that is beautiful and it's incredible for a movie.
I felt so intimate to you on screen, Kristen, when I was watching. It feels like you're in the room with her. And I mean, the transformation, your voice, the physical movements, it's so powerful. What part of getting her right were you most nervous about, or did you work the hardest at in the physical transformation?
Probably in the area that requires zero preparation and complete trust and like soul, which is the relationship that she has with her children. There's no amount of, obviously we like hung out and tried to get close before we actually did the thing and did the scenes. But the whole thing about watching her within that space when her children are close to her, it's a nucleus, it's a three-headed animal, sort of unstoppable beast thing. I feel like a reverence for that image that is not like, it's a pretty universal image. You don't want to mess with moms. You just don't do that. And I just I think she feels so embodied and so unconditionally herself when she's with her kids and in all of the research that I was like, man, you know, that's what we're protecting here.
It really comes across how that was her happy place, you know, her and her boys, and that was what mattered most. That being that ultimate freedom for her, those little moments of happiness in a trapped world. I wondered, what is the ultimate freedom or happiness for you?
Well, I have a dog, and I'm sure that like when I have children, ultimately I'll realize that this is, you know, that I have room to go. But I think that this is tippy top. Just like I do love my dog quite a lot. For me, at this point, it's a pretty happy place.
I was talking to somebody the other day about playing a parent when you're not a parent yet. Does it make you think about that in the future? What kind of place does that put you in?
I mean, I'm a kid of a parent.
Yeah.
I do know what it feels like. That exchange is, you know, I can't say with certainty that I know what it feels like to be a mother, but I have, you know, I have all the natural feel. I am a human. Yeah, like,
Empathy.
yeah.
They can't change. You have to change. You have to be able to do things you hate.
You hate?
There has to be two of you. There's the real one and the one they take pictures of.
This scene that stuck with me so much, the character of Charles tells Diana, we're all two people in this family. We're our private self and our public self. And I wondered how much you might both relate to that, if you feel that sense of being two versions of yourselves in who you are in your private life and then working in this industry.
Well, I think I have a different relationship with that myself. I have just one side of the coin, but maybe you have two.
I do not. And I can't understand. That's why that bit of advice, I don't know if you could tell in the movie, but just like it doesn't compute for me. I've gotten that advice on a more superficial level. It's like, oh, interviews are hard. Sometimes they're intimidating. You know, to say the right thing in the right moment. Just be a character, just be someone else. It's like, what is that? Even when I'm being characters in the most profound and elaborate sense, like I'm playing Princess Diana, I'm never not myself. I think that is like psychosis talking.
Because he says that to her, and then right after that, he says, you have to make your body do things you hate. And those things are related, and that is the problem.